Greetings from Mission Control Houston, and welcome to Space Station Live. It's Thursday, October 24th, 2013. You're joining us here inside of the International Space Station Flight Control Room, the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Inside the room right now, the Orbit 2 team monitoring and supporting the astronauts on board the International Space Station. They're being led right now by Flight Director Dina Cantella. She's in the right side, right next to another Flight Director, Jerry Jason. At the Capcom position right now, we have two astronauts supporting, serving as a communication link between the teams here and the astronauts in space. They are Steve Bowen there on the top, and right next to him is NASA astronaut Kate Rubins. And the astronauts on board the crew, Expedition 37, led by Russian cosmonaut Fyodor Yurchikhin there in the front row on the left. Going across the back, we have NASA astronaut Karen Nyberg and Luca Parmitano from the European Space Agency. And next to him, NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins, and then two Russian cosmonauts on the end there, Oleg Kotov and Sergei Ryazanskiy. On board the International Space Station on both the U.S. and Russian sides, a lot of work being done on spacewalking preparation and suits. Starting off with NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Karen Nyberg, the two are spending pretty much their entire day today performing a remove and replacement activity on one of the fan pump separators inside of one of the EMUs, the extravehicular mobility units, the large white spacesuits that all astronauts wear on U.S.-based spacewalks. You can see some video from a little bit earlier this morning. We'll have extensive footage of that work today. I'll also be talking to one of our spacewalk flight controllers on the activity, getting some more inside information. And as they continue to do that task, that again taking up much of Mike Hopkins and Karen Nyberg's day today. Also in that view, you can see European astronaut Luca Parmitano, who is wearing the spacesuit that they're working on. All of this EMU work being done ever since that July 16th spacewalk when Parmitano discovered water leaking into his helmet. That again back on July 16th. Aside from giving them a quick hand with that, Parmitano today working with the circadian rhythms experiment, looking to understand how the bodily changes of microgravity affect the astronauts' circadian rhythms, or basically their natural sleep cycles, how the body is able to adapt and perform, and any effects that it has on the health status of long-duration crew members. Aside from that, he'll also be stowing a few of the EMU tools once Nyberg and Hopkins are finished with their remove and replacement work today. Also doing an exam on his eyes with the station's fundoscope used to measure the retina health of these astronauts during their time on board the International Space Station. Meanwhile, on the Russian segment, Expedition 37 Commander Fyodor Yurchikhin continuing a series of maintenance tasks which has been dominating his schedule throughout the week. Today he's collecting surface samples, looking for any microbes or various other small trace elements along surface elements inside of both the Zarya module and the Russian Zvezda service module. He'll be taking these samples from all the different equipment and structures inside of each segment. Meanwhile, Oleg Kotov and Sergei Ryazanskiy also focusing pretty heavily on some EVA work as they get ready for Russian Spacewalk 36 coming up on November 9th. The two will be activating and inspecting their Orlan spacesuits, which the Russians use during their spacewalks. They'll also be recharging the water systems and the batteries inside and doing some checkouts of the Pirs docking compartment where they would be staging the spacewalk from, doing some leak checks on its systems, and also doing some checkouts on the suit interface equipment inside. Aside from all of that EVA work, Sergei Ryazanskiy also waking up early this morning to do some more saliva and blood collection for the ongoing biological experiments taking place on board. But again, the vast majority of astronauts on board today focusing all of their efforts on work for upcoming spacewalks and also repair work for past spacewalks and to prepare the station space suits for future spacewalks as well.